It's the middle of the night, and you're awake. Nothing woke you. The house is quiet. The doors are locked, but your eyes are open, aimed at the darkest corner of the room, the doorway, the closet, the black gap under the desk. And your whole body has gone very, very still. Nothing is there. You know nothing is there. So why is your heart doing that? Here is what nobody tells you about the fear of the dark. It is not childish. It is not irrational. It is one of the oldest and most sophisticated survival systems ever built into a living thing. And right now, in a safe house, in a quiet city, it has just switched on. For a reason that stopped existing 10,000 years ago. Tonight, I'm going to show you what your body is actually afraid of. It is not the dark. And once you see what it really is, you will understand why some part of you will never, ever fully agree to turn its back on that doorway again. Let's start by killing the obvious answer. You are not afraid of darkness. Darkness is nothing, just the absence of light. It has no teeth. It has no weight. It has never once in the history of the universe harmed anyone. And you can prove it in half a second. Flip the switch, and the fear evaporates instantly. But look closely at what just happened. The room didn't change. The chair is the same chair. The corner is the same corner. The only thing that changed is that now you can see. And that is the entire secret. You were never afraid of the dark itself. You were afraid of what the dark does to you. It blinds you while leaving everything else in the world perfectly able to see you. To understand why that idea is written into you deeper than language, deeper than thought, I need to take you out of this room. I need to put you in a body that isn't yours. Imagine it's 300,000 years ago. You are sitting on the cold ground, and the most important thing in your entire universe is small and orange and flickering right in front of you. A fire. Your fire. It throws a ring of light maybe 10 feet across, and inside that ring, you are safe. You can see. Beyond the edge of that ring is everything you cannot see. And here is the truth that our whole modern story tries to hide from us. For most of the human journey, you were not the hunter. You were the hunted. We love to picture our ancestors as spear-wielding apex predators at the top of the food chain. But for millions of years, that simply wasn't true. There's an entire body of research, including a landmark book by anthropologists Donna Hart and Robert Sussman called Man the Hunted, arguing that early humans spent far more of their history as prey than as predators. Small, slow, no claws, no fangs, soft, walking meat, moving through a landscape absolutely full of things that were faster, stronger, and hungrier than you. And if you need a single image to make that real, here it is. One of the most famous fossils of an early human ancestor is a small child found in South Africa, nearly 3 million years old. We call it the Taung child. And when scientists examined the damage to the bone, the punctures around the eye sockets, they matched something specific. Not a leopard, not a lion. The talons of a giant eagle. A bird of prey had taken a human child the way an eagle takes a rabbit and carried it off. That is your family. That is where you come from. And every one of those ancestors learned the same lesson in their bodies, the hard way, generation after generation. The moment the light fails, you are on the menu. So look back at that fire. Because now you understand why you are staring at it. The ring of light is a little smaller now. The night has come on fully. And the thing about the animals that wanted to eat you is that most of them preferred to do it now. Here is the cruelest mismatch in the whole story. The reason the dark is your specific weakness. Human beings are daytime animals. Our eyes are built beautifully for the day. Rich color, sharp detail, bright light. But that gift came with a price. In the dark, our vision is genuinely poor. We are half blind the moment the sun goes down. The things that hunted us were the opposite. Leopards, cave lions, hyenas, night hunters with a mirror-like layer behind the eye that catches every scrap of light and throws it back. It's why an animal's eyes seem to glow at the edge of a campfire. In the daylight, maybe you had a fighting chance, but at night, the entire balance of power flipped completely against you. So, imagine you're sitting at that fire, and out past the edge of the light, low to the ground, 2 points catch the flame and shine back at you. You didn't decide to be afraid. You were afraid before you finished the thought. And that is the next piece of the machine. Because your body did something extraordinary to keep you alive, it built a shortcut. Normally, when you see something, the information travels up to the thinking part of your brain, gets identified, and then you react. That's slow. And slow gets you killed. So evolution wired a faster, more ancient route. One that runs straight to the brain's alarm center, the amygdala, before your conscious mind has even worked out what you're looking at. The alarm fires first. The understanding comes second. That is why you jump before you know why you jumped. Why you freeze in a dark hallway a full second before your rational brain says it's just a coat. You are not overreacting. You are running a 2-million-year-old emergency protocol that was designed to move faster than thought. Because the ancestors whose alarms were even slightly slower did not survive to become anyone's ancestors. And it doesn't stop at the alarm. Feel what your body actually does. The hair on your arms and the back of your neck stands up. Do you know what that is? That's a reflex left over from when we were covered in fur. The same reflex that makes a frightened cat puff up to look bigger. Your body is still trying to raise fur you no longer have, to intimidate a predator that is no longer there. The hardware is so old, it's answering a threat from a body you stopped having 100,000 years ago. The ring of firelight is smaller again now, and there's one more thing this system does that gives away exactly what it was built for. It runs strongest in children. The fear of the dark isn't spread evenly across a human life. It peaks intensely in early childhood, and then for most people, it slowly fades. Now ask yourself the cold evolutionary question. Which member of the group was most likely to be dragged off in the night? Not the strong adult by the fire? The small one? The child who might wander a few steps past the edge of the light. A child who felt no fear of the dark was a child who wandered, and a child who wandered in that world very often did not come back. So the fear wasn't a flaw in those children. It was a leash. It kept the smallest, softest members of the species pinned to the safety of the light, long enough to grow up and pass that very same fear on to you. And if you still think this is just something we learn, a story parents tell, a culture thing, here's the fact that closes the door. Every human culture on Earth is afraid of the dark. People separated by whole oceans who never met, never traded a single word, all independently filled the night with monsters. The names change, the shapes change, but the rule underneath is always exactly the same. The danger comes when the light goes out, when groups of humans who have nothing in common all arrive at the identical fear on their own. That is not a thing that was taught. That is a thing that was inherited. So let's come back. Out of the firelight, out of the cold, and into your bedroom, right now, tonight. Here is the twist that should follow you out of this video. The alarm still works, perfectly. Every piece of it. The fast pathway, the frozen breath, the rising hair, the pull to put your back against a wall. All of it is intact, humming, fully operational inside you as you sit there. But the world it was built for is gone. The cave lions are extinct. The last of them died out around 10,000 years ago. The giant eagles aren't coming. There is nothing in your locked house that wants to eat you. And yet, nobody told your body. No message ever reached the ancient machinery to say the war is over. You can stand down now. So it keeps running the same flawless program it always did. Against a coat on the back of a chair, a dark hallway, the bottom of the basement stairs, you are receiving a genuine high-quality predator alarm for a predator that no longer exists. The fire your ancestors guarded with their lives has become a switch on your wall. But the dark on the other side of it is the exact same dark. And here is what that finally means about you. The humans who didn't feel this fear, the ones who strolled calmly into the black, who felt nothing when the light died, the dark took them, and they left no children. Every single person alive today is descended, without one exception, from the ones who were afraid at precisely the right moment, who kept the fire fed, who stayed inside the ring of light, who felt that cold hand on the back of the neck and listened to it. Your fear of the dark is not a weakness in you. It is the fingerprint of an unbroken chain of survivors, hundreds of thousands of years long, that ends at you. You feel it because you won. So the next time that old, wordless dread climbs up your spine, the certainty that you are not quite alone, that you should check the doorway just one more time, do not be embarrassed by it. That is not a child's fear. That is 2 million years of ancestors still standing guard, using the only body they have left, yours. But here's the thing about that fear of the dark. It's not the only ancient alarm still going off inside you. Your body is full of them. Reflexes, cravings, panics that made perfect sense 100,000 years ago and quietly run your life today without you ever noticing. The fear in the dark is just the loudest one. It's the first one most people ever feel. It is nowhere near the strangest. So if some part of you felt seen tonight, if you've ever frozen in a dark hallway and felt slightly ridiculous afterward, then understand that you are not broken and you are not alone. You're just carrying older hardware than you realized. And this channel exists to hand it all back to you, one buried instinct at a time, to show you the ancient, forgotten reasons behind the things your body still does. There is a lot of you left to uncover. So subscribe and stay close to the fire with me, because the dark we've got left to explore goes back a very, very long way.